So what we're going to do today is a little bit different. We're going to go into cooking. We're going to cook everything from scratch. I know the first video we did jelly. We also did some steak and did some bread and pizza the other day. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make a chicken Alfredo from scratch, and along with that, I'm going to show you guys how to make the pasta itself from scratch. It's real easy, real simple, and if you guys haven't done it, if you're not doing it, I highly suggest you start doing it. Once you try it, you'll never go back. Okay, let's cook. Okay, let's get started on this dough. So what you're going to do is take 4 eggs and 4 cups of flour. I like to do a 1-to-1 ratio, so for every cup of flour I'll use 1 egg. You're always going to have a little flour left over, but what you're going to do is make a little well in the middle. Try not to get it over everywhere, like exactly what I did. I got it all over the place. Throw a little bit of olive oil in there, about a tablespoon's worth. A little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt, just to give some flavor in the noodles. Mix it up and eventually get in there with your hands. And what that's going to do is bring all the egg together, and you're going to knead it for about 10 minutes. Like, I did speed this up because, like I said, you don't want to see me kneading bread for 10 minutes. Now, what you're going to do is knead it until you get a like really soft, silky, smooth dough like this. It should feel like Play-Doh, and you know it's done after you take your finger, push your finger in it like this, and watch it spring back. That took about 10 minutes. Now, let's go ahead and get some parsley ready. What you do, wrap that in saran wrap, put it in the fridge for at least 10 minutes. You have to let your dough rest. Now, you could pick the parsley leaf by leaf, or you could just take a sharp knife and shave it along the backside. It all comes off. As you can see, I am making a huge mess. I made some mess with the dough. I'm making some mess with this, but it's easy to clean. Now, once you let your pasta dough rest for 10 minutes, you're going to go ahead, take the portion that you're going to use, wrap the rest up, put it back in the fridge, and you roll it out. Now, I did use all this pasta dough. This was just a little sample to show you guys how I was doing it. What you're going to want to do while the pasta is resting in the fridge is go ahead and get your sauce ready. This isn't the traditional Alfredo sauce. It's a little different, but as you can see right here, what I did was I laminated, I folded it over on itself. That pretty much makes it a little tougher. And I'm putting it through my pasta roller. I'll put a link in the description if you guys don't have one of those. They're extremely cheap. It's super easy. You just go down one number every single time you roll it through. You're gonna see the pasta dough gets longer each time, it gets thinner, and once you get it down to setting 2 or 3, you should be able to slightly see your hand through it. Once you get down to that setting, there's no bubbles in it. That's when you're going to go ahead and switch over to the cutting attachment, whether it's spaghetti or linguine, or you have a different cutting attachment you want to use. That's what you're going to want to do. And remember, guys, don't be afraid to throw a little bit of flour on here if it seems like it's sticking. That's the last thing you want. Now, unless you want super long noodles, use your bench scraper, go ahead and cut it. And you'll see me go ahead and flour the cutter, I flour the pasta, and just go ahead and roll it through. A little side note, if you want ravioli, you just stop right here and I'll show you guys how to do that in another video. So once you have your nest of pasta, throw a little bit of flour, mix it with your fingers, and you're done. Now, you're going to take some water, get it up to a boil, salt it heavily, and then in another pot, you're going to throw, I did 2 cups of cream and about 4 tablespoons of butter, and towards the point where it starts to simmer and thicken up, that's when you want to cool it down by another cup of cream. You want to throw about a cup of Parmesan in there, a little salt, pepper, some oregano, and then you're going to put your noodles in the salt water. It's only going to go for about 45 seconds to a minute and a half. You don't want to completely cook the noodles. You're going to take and finish them in the sauce. When you finish them in the sauce, it gets them soft to the point where they're really good. They're ready to go, and they're not mushy. Now, this is some chicken breast. I did forget to film the way I cook the chicken breast, but what you do is just take the chicken breast, slice it up, and I'm gonna do 2 ways. First, what you're gonna see me do is a fettuccine Alfredo. Remember, warm bowl. What you're gonna want to do, just scoop them out. I use a pitchfork. The fork was a little wide and bent up, so it was hard to actually grip the pasta. But typically what that's going to do is going to make a nice little mound. I did 3 scoops in here, so get it right in the middle of the bowl. And off there to the left, that is my carrot puree from the steak video. I still have plenty of that. And I know some of you sent me messages, you want to see how to make that. I will make that for you soon, I promise. Now, what you're going to do once you get about, I'd say about like 2 spoonfuls in the plate, that's a good serving for an adult, 1 for a kid. I did 3 because I'm a big guy. Now, take a little bit of the carrot puree and just dot around the plate. You don't have to be really super fancy with it. This just gives it a nice little elegant look. And you see I messed up right there. I did a little line, but it's real easy to take some tissue paper and just wipe that off. It's super, super simple. You see how quick I get it cleaned up. And then what I did was I took some more shaved Parmigiano-Reggiano, put that on top of the pasta with a couple of the sprigs of Italian parsley. Once that's up there, now you have fettuccine Alfredo. Really nice, it looks like this. And if you want chicken Alfredo, what you're going to want to do is take as many pieces of chicken as you want. I took about 4 pieces, just kind of spread them around the chicken, just so it looks nice. It doesn't have to be super elegant or anything. I mean, you're cooking for yourself, make yourself feel good. This is a good little date night pasta, and look how great that looks. Alright guys, give it a try and let me know how it came out.